Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Assuming it's morning wherever you are in this crazy spinning planet of ours. My name is Frank Lavinia, and I'm trying to look for the captions that have all my information. There we go. um, I've had my coffee. I had my first cup of coffee. This is my second cup. But I figured I would want to do a quick live stream on something that I saw this past weekend. So on Friday, in case you didn't know, I presented at the new Microsoft Reston office at the OpenAI and ChatGPT uh, boot camp, basically. Excellent event. It was so great to see people from the community again, the local kind of DMV, District, Maryland, DC, Maryland, Virginia developer community kind of come together again. It's been way too long. But world events being what world events are. Um, the interesting thing that I kind of saw is that, in my talk, right, my presentation was about GitHub Copilot. And in my talk, one of the things I brought up was like, AI is really kind of taking the oxygen out of the room. Hang on a second. I think I hear kids rustling upstairs. So one of the things I talked about was one of the things sorry. One of the things I talked about, there's my backyard. One of the things I talked about was how this AI thing, right, has really become, well, very much top of mind, not just for technologists, not just for businesses, but it's also a driving factor. There, the dogs. It's a driving factor in uh, the Hollywood writers and actors strike. And yep, they're the dogs. All right. So while I try to talk over them as they play and hope that they don't bump into me and I knock over my laptop. Are you done? All right, let me go over here. Okay. I'll probably end up streaming again later today, but the short of it is, yes, this is my messy back deck. But the short of it is that I saw this video and this got my attention. So let me share this, and this kind of became part of the story. Now I don't know to go back here, and yeah, I am here. Okay, cool. I want to show you this. All right, so this is a YouTube video I saw basically Saturday, right after this, and take a look at this. Most of this is, it's all work safe. Wow. So these are AI generated, and some of these stars you recognize. There's Brad Pitt, there's Angelina Jolie. She does look a little weird. There's a lot of strangeness, but when you look at kind of where this technology was a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago now, when I started poking around with VQ GANs and Jupyter notebooks and stuff, it's still a little weird. The hands kind of appear and reappear. Heads, bodies, things don't move the way they're supposed to. Eyes are certainly a little weird, but this technology is probably only a few years from being more widely well functional. So it's interesting to see this and how this is going to evolve. And I mean, we've already seen what ChatGPT can do or more specifically. All right, so let me stop this video. So what's interesting is, and of course, there's another dog that has to bark. Um, but you know what? I did stream. And while I'm collecting my thoughts, I can point you out to, you can get a free audiobook on Andy and I, not on Andy and I, but like from Andy and I. Audible is a sponsor of the Data Driven podcast. And if you go to thedatadrivenbook.com, you can check that out. What I was trying to say before the dogs interrupted me, it's a good thing those puppies are cute, and that's all I'll say. Is that I don't know what the future of Hollywood looks like, but I know it's not going to look like the last 100 years, um, where it was really personality driven, right? You had the big stars, and it was story driven too, obviously, because humans are by nature a storytelling animal. Um, but I do wonder what's it going to look like when you can just um, I mean, obviously, there's the likenesses of Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. I think there's still Tom Cruise in there too, and we all focus on kind of the deep fakes aspect of what's possible. But what's possible when you can use a celebrity's likeness to generate a movie, right? You could have. Um, I saw another sample clip. I'll share this where it was a mashup of. It made it look like Tony Montana from Scarface, um, major characters from The Sopranos, and The Godfather were all sitting at one table. And it did have some rough edges. I don't think it was AI generated. It looked like it had some VFX kind of magic in there. Which when I say that, I mean some kind of human intervention, right? Um, but it's fascinating to see how quickly this is coming, how this is evolving. I mean, at some point, I'll be able to just you, me, not just me, you, me, anyone will be able to type in, the description of that scene, Tony Montana, Marlon Brando, um, James Gandolfini, all the characters all sitting around a table, right? And the AI will be able to do that. And you could probably generate a script either just strictly through AI or just using your imagination in conjunction with AI, and it'll render that. And it'll look good, right? Right now, you probably could render that, but it won't look great. Tony Montana may sprout some extra heads and faces and arms and legs, and people will appear and disappear kind of without thing. That's just the nature of the AI right now. But I can tell you from personal experience that when I was messing around with VQ GANs in a collab notebook, like in late 2021, the AI art did generate some weird stuff, right? Heads would appear, extra legs, that sort of thing. It still happens, but happens less. And the AI art that you get on something like Dolly 2, so much better. So I really think that this strike, I don't know how that's going to end because it's not that far from if it's not the major studios, right? It'll be some kind of technology company where you can just kind of describe your movie and it'll render it, right? It's not that far off from imagining a time when, uh, you know, there was a Ray Bradbury story. At least I think it was a Ray Bradbury story, and it was about a voice activated device that would tell stories to kids and would generate the stories kind of on its own. I don't think we're that far off from that, except instead of just an audio story, it would generate a full kind of what we call Hollywood movie with effects and like scenery and like all that stuff. And that is going to put a lot of people out. And with that, with the dogs going crazy, I'm going to end the stream. Hope things are well. And maybe I'll stream later today. Who knows? Have a good one.